unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to your live boxing ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to your live. Hey yo, that's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing. Canelo Alvarez, payday. You want payday? I know that. Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo did a reported 650,000 to 750,000 pay-per-view buys. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So Dan Rafael and others are reporting the Canelo versus Charlo numbers are in, and they are saying that the numbers are estimated to be about 650K to about 750K. Now, in the world of streaming and piracy and fire sticks and things like that, these are solid numbers. But they said Canelo Alvarez was the face of boxing, and reports said that Canelo Alvarez himself got $50 million for this particular fight. So that being considered, I don't know if that makes the pay-per-view results and turn-in as justifiable, right? So again, these are good numbers in general, but when you consider promotion and how much Jermell Charlo made and how much Canelo made, you know, I expected the numbers to be a bit greater, to be honest, because Canelo's last fight on Showtime for Undisputed, Canelo Alvarez did over 800,000. So he did close to 1 million. So you see Canelo, there's been some signs of slippage. And I've said the same thing over and over again. I continue to show my greatness in the sport of boxing. I say the things, whether they're popular or unpopular, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, over time, it takes the world of boxing to catch up to young Ego and what I said. And when it came to Canelo, I told you his star power was dwindling. When it came to Canelo Alvarez, I told you that him going to DAZN, an app that didn't really have major visibility here in America, all these things would hurt Canelo Alvarez. And I think that has been the case, because when Canelo was with HBO in general, Canelo Alvarez was a bigger name and a bigger star, and he was producing, I would say, with lesser names than the Jermell Charlo, he was producing kind of similar numbers, if you will, right? It just, his numbers in general seem to be better. So I don't know. I don't know if this is deemed a success. I'm just telling you, between Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford and also Canelo versus Charlo, I did expect the numbers to be greater for both fights, to be honest. But here's the thing. It's not that people make less money, but with piracy and fire sticks and stuff, it's really showing that we're in a time where it really has to be a fight that the fans are familiar with and a fight that the fans are demanding, and that's how you typically get the better number. And that's also what I've said about Canelo Alvarez. One of the main problems with Canelo is he has a diva type of mentality, and he wants to beat to the sound of his own drum, and he wants to move how he wants to move. But the world of boxing is showing less and less interest in some of these moves. But if Canelo did what I said and what I think would be the better move for boxing, I truly believe you would see an improvement altogether across the board. The fact is, Jermell Charlo, they try to hype it up. This was an easy fight to predict. The outcome would look something like what we've seen. So I wasn't surprised at all that the fight played out and was lackluster. You got a guy who is not in the division, which is what I've always maintained, and he's moving up 14 pounds to fight a top 3 guy and a champion who's undisputed, and he's at least strong with experience over 160, experience at 168, experience at 175, and then you have a guy who never really fought above 154, and in one fell swoop, he's supposed to just pack on all this muscle, and it's all supposed to translate to packed on muscle with power in the new division, with speed. And in the world of boxing, that typically does not work. The only time in instances where maybe that does work is if a person is starving themselves and depleting their muscle, and they're so far gone from such a strenuous and extreme weight cut where when they move up and they finally give their body a relief and they finally give their body a break, then their body reciprocates because they feel better, they feel stronger, they're less lethargic and things like that. So there are rare cases where if you move up one division, you're not depleting your muscles and dehydrating as bad. So you could just be stronger based on the fact that it's less wear and tear and damage on your body and you are cutting too much weight, right? But that's really not going to be the case when you're moving up 14 pounds like Jermell Charlo did. So I think these numbers, and especially being the same promoter, Showtime, PBC, TGB Promotions, Canelo Promotions, being lower than the Caleb Plant numbers, I think that shows you that there was a lack of interest, or at least a little bit more lack interest than some people expected. They thought they would be able to peg this undisputed versus undisputed and people would just fall for it. But people and the fans are getting smarter and smarter. They're not going to just fall for it because we know the two names. That's why through this whole buildup, you didn't see me hyped for this fight as much as some people were, because I felt it was foolish. There's guys in or around Canelo's divisions that could put up true fights with Canelo. Payday, and he's not fighting them, like David Benavidez. Guys like David Morrell Jr., guys like Demetrius Andrade, who just moved up to the division, guys like a Bivol rematch at 75, or Bivol even said he would come down to 68. Guys like Artur Beterbiev at 75 if he wants to fight a unified champ. You know, there's compelling fights out there. It's just a matter of Canelo not being a diva and choosing to fight him. Canelo, he gets mad when you bring up other names like Benavidez or Andrade. He'd be like, oh, they're horrible, or you fight nobody, and, you know, I fight anybody. I don't care. I don't effing care. But obviously you do effing care, because you're pulling up a guy from 154 instead of fighting people who've been waiting in the queue who are your size in your weight class where you're a champion, like Andrade, Morrell, Benavidez, or even Bivol, who said he would come down to 68. So, you know, the numbers are cool, the numbers are solid, but for Canelo to get better numbers, you really have to get an opponent that people have to believe that opponent has a chance. That's why Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, they did an awesome job of selling that fight. And Ryan Garcia is actually bigger than Gervonta Davis. So him talking, him having power, we know Ryan has power. We know Ryan Garcia has speed, and he exuded confidence. So it gave people faith that Ryan Garcia, even if it didn't happen, which it didn't, which Igor Stradamus predicted that fight as well, right? People have to have that belief, and Ryan Garcia gave people the belief and an exciting build-up to the fight, as well as Tank Davis, and that's why Tank Davis is the face of boxing. Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia did better numbers than Undisputed. So Tank and Ryan had 0 belts at stake, but did better numbers than allegedly like 8 belts or whatever they were saying, Undisputed versus Undisputed, Canelo versus Jermell Charlo, because again, deep down inside, I don't think people bought it. And then the other thing that Canelo and Charlo did, in my opinion, that shot themselves in the foot is, just like in the fight, Jermell Charlo was extremely respectful of Canelo Alvarez. He was extremely respectful. Both of them were extremely respectful of each other in the buildup. So if there's already an inherent problem, meaning Jermell Charlo is not of the weight class, and that's why some people don't have the belief that he could beat Canelo at 68 with no experience at 68 or above 60, then on top of that, you didn't even do a fair job of making it like WWE or theatrical or trash talking or anything like that. So again, there just wasn't that much belief. This was really fueled off of Canelo's fan base, Charlo's fan base, and, you know, just some boxing fans that wanted to see the fight. But the fights that do better, you have to have fans that believe that the other person at least has an inkling of a chance. And those fights, from my experience, have done better, like Conor McGregor and Mayweather. I didn't think Conor had a chance. I got that prediction right as well. But Conor had the ability and the panache and the gift of gab to convince his fans that he could beat Floyd Mayweather. And Mayweather was an old man. And, you know, guys like Skip Bayless would go on his show, Undisputed, and talk about how Mayweather had never felt power like Conor McGregor and things like that. So all in all, people believed it and bought into it despite the outcome. So I don't think Canelo and Charlo really gave us that belief. They didn't give us a crazy buildup. And then the fight itself didn't really deliver. So I gotta say, Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing. All across the board, he's giving you great promotions, great events. He's doing crazy live gates, and he's also doing better on pay-per-view. Let me know what you guys think. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. Subscribe, it's free. Introducing Super Thanks, right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.